Hello everybody, today is August 2nd, 2023, and this is my experiment in investing at least $1 per week in each of 41 different dividend stocks, $1 per day in each of 7 different monthly dividend stocks, $12 per day in each of 4 different ETFs, $1 per day in each of 3 different cryptocurrencies, and $1 per week in each of 4 different cryptocurrencies. You can see right here, here's the dotted white line. You can see the start of the day, and you can see it's been trending very much in a downward state. You can also look at the 1 week period. You can also see it's trending in the downward state. We look at the 1 month period, but we can see we are up, but it is starting to actually go down around the July 31st period is when everything started to go down. We look at the 3 month period, we see the same thing. It started shooting right up, and now it's coming back down. And we look at year to date, we can also see that it's went up and now it's actually coming back down. Now, if we come over here, we look at cryptocurrencies, they're kind of in the same state as when the last time we checked from last week. Dividend stocks also seem to be doing just about near the same as where they are for many of them. Now, the main reason why the big tank and how everything's doing is if I come all around in here, UAN was high. It was actually doing very upward trend where it was all the way up here and it was at 94 some odd dollars. But what has happened here is if you come all the way down here and you look at Yahoo Finance, they made the declaration of $4.14. So they're not going to pay $11 dividend for this quarter. They're only going to pay $4.14 per share that you have. Now that's still not bad. It's not the $10 or $11 that I was expecting, but it's just about a little under about 4% per an actual share, which is not bad. But you can see that instead of people uh, jumping up and saying that it's going to go high because people are anticipating, because see right here they went high, anticipating, was about to go high and anticipate, but then they declared it and now it's plummeting. And so that's why it's plummeting for me for significantly on that one is there, as well as a bunch of other things are also going down too, like JEPI, JEPQ, QQ, and VOO. With global, I've also seen these, and you can see a lot of them in the little chart. They're in the red because everything has been trending downward in the downward state. But I'm not scared. I'm not worried about it. It's not a big deal for me because I'm looking at the long haul. I'll come over here and we look at history. We come over and we look at dividends. We can see that the month of July, all their payments came through, and now we're finally getting payments now in August. So those are coming through. I'm just waiting for the report for July to come in to see exactly how much I actually got paid in dividends for the month of July. And then we're going to see what happens for the month of August when all these other dividends payments came on. Now you can see most of them or a lot of them are in the dollar per whenever they pay out, whether it's quarterly payments or whether it's monthly payments. O, reality O income, so the O ticker, is still only at 55 cents per dividend payment that they're paying, where some of these other ones are paying me more per monthly payment. If we come over and look at good and gain, they're getting closer to a dollar, but they're not a dollar yet. And EFC is already paying me more than a dollar, $1.49 per monthly because these are monthly payments. And a bunch of the other ones are not doing bad at all. So because you look at last month, so Rallyo 46 cents, or if we look over in this next month where O is already declared, it's 55 cents. It's going up just about 10 cents per month while I'm investing just $1 a day. So every single dollar a day that I put in for Reality O income, it's averaging about a 10 cents increase in dividend payments for every single month that it pays out. Is how I'm looking at it and how I'm seeing it and how they're actually growing. Now that's not to say things won't turn and maybe things will turn either for the better or maybe they'll turn for the worse. Everyone has their own opinion. My own personal opinion, just looking at how the economy is and just looking how things are going, I can't see it going up more and more because the Fed has even increased interest rates by a quarter point and they still have plans to increase it more. And if they increase interest rates and all these loans come due, because a lot of those huge buildings, those huge companies, those skyrocketed, they they have flex rate loans. So when they come due, instead of just paying 0.5% on their interest, they're going to pay 7% interest. So you take $1 million and you put 7% on it for a loan for an office building. You can imagine. Plus, there's nobody even in the office buildings because people are working from home. So there's a lot of different things that are going to come due in the next 5 years or so, or within this 5 year time frame. So very likely. The other thing that's also going to hit as well is all those student debt loans. Student debt is a really big thing when it comes here to America, and a lot of one of the number one technical assets is all those different student loans, and nobody's been paying or had not nobody's paying, but nobody's had to have to pay because of the COVID relief. So they put the halt on all the actual student payments. When people have to start paying for student payments as well and their student loans, as well as food costs, housing costs, whatever it is that's affecting the economy, something's going to change and change a lot of things. And that's why I'm just trying to think of it as a global. What is going to happen? But be prepared for it. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm just trying to just say straight up, be prepared for whatever is going to happen. If it's going to increase, then maybe you'll have some money saved up as a chunk to be able to, if you want to invest, then invest. If you're not going to invest, invest in yourself. the most the biggest asset that you can have for yourself is invest in yourself for education to become better and more successful in whatever it is that you plan to do. Find a way to think outside the box and do something for yourself. One of the biggest issues that I think a lot of people tend to forget is that whatever it is that you plan to do, you don't have to listen to others. You don't have to listen to me. I'm some random person on YouTube. Whatever it is you plan to do, start a business, don't start a business, do a side hustle, work for a company, work for a construction industry, whatever it is you do, think outside the box of what can help increase your value to make you more valuable either to other people, to yourself, so that you can start making more income or more money or whatever it is that's of value to you. Maybe it's commodities, maybe it's items, maybe it's having a house, maybe it's owning a nice luxury car, or not even just owning a car. Maybe it is just having bread on the table. Whatever it is for yourself, increase your value for yourself. That's just my suggestion. Think outside the box and do what's best for you. Now, for me, I'm already done my own steps to get to where I'm at. I've saved enough money. I have money in the bank. I have my emergency fund. I have my food fund. I have my living cost fund. And now I have my investment fund where I'm putting money in. And this is money I'm not going to need for a very long time. And just watch it grow and be excited about it. And I still have to do my own research and go through it. But that's why I also switched to these ETFs because these are managed funds. JEPI and JEPQ are managed ETF funds by JP Morgan. So they're doing the hard work to figure out, okay, which one of these stocks we're going to keep, which one of these stocks we're going to let go, or whatever it is. And it's a monthly dividend paying ETF. So it should pay a dividend every single month for JEPP and JEPQ. Now, the main reason why people don't, or say not to invest in other type of ETFs or growth ones, is because of the taxes that are on top of it. All of these four ETFs have the same amount of money invested in them. But you can see right here, VO is up $57 for total return, where QQQ is at $50. Now, these fluctuate and change between each other, but they're very different between the two. VOO has a more, from the S&P 500, has a more broad, large blend of different type of stocks that they have in them. Where is QQQ is more focused on tech. But the main reason why I picked QQQ instead of QQQM and all those other ones is also because of the trade volume. If you come over here and look at the trade volume, 91,091,091,000 trades for just today. And if you look at some of the other ones or some of the other volumes of, like, if I were to go down to QQQM, the trade volume is less. I know it's the exact same index, but you have to think of it as liquidity or how much people are actually trading in them. So if I look over at ETF, I believe I have it in, so QQM, their trade volume is only 1,273,000. So, I mean, it probably would be a better idea because I'm doing it for long run and the expense ratio is lower as well. But I did QQQ also for the reason too because it's not so heavy in finance, or my own investment strategy for my own self is why that's why I picked main, SLRC, gain, SLG, good, and EFC. Now the other thing that I also did was I got rid of a few of the stocks that are not paying dividends at all. So I got rid of HBI and VO. Is it VNO? I can't even remember the exact name of it, but you don't see it on the list anymore. And I sold them off either at a gain or a loss. So if it was in the green, I sold it off. If it was a loss, I sold it off because the 30-day period is up from not buying in. The 30 days after is also up as well. So I've completely sold them off, and now I can get tax loss harvesting on those because I'm not reinvesting in them and not buying them, and I turn off all their dividend reinvestments as well. So that's those planned, and that's how those things are going. If you stayed here this long and you've been watching my content and following along, thank you so much. Please feel free to smash the like button if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you want to see next. Again, thank you all for being here. If you want to be notified of when my next video is posted, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. If you don't want to subscribe, that's okay. Come back once a week, once a month. Check out what content I have here. Thank you again for being here, and you all have a wonderful rest of your day.